All right, this is part 2 of the recommendations for avoiding prolonged sitting. In our first part, we talked about the harm from sitting for longer than 8 hours. If you thought you were okay, now that you're limiting your sitting to not more than 8 hours, you're wrong. Because what also matters is how long you sit in a given episode or a bout of sitting. Researchers have found that when an episode or a bout of sitting lasts 30 minutes or longer, and you do that frequently, you have a significant risk of premature mortality. The takeaway is that if you end up sitting for longer than 30 minutes, all you have to do is stand for 1 minute. It resets the clock, prevents the harm in sitting, which we already described as being problems with your cholesterol and increased insulin resistance. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, okay, I'll just wait for my Apple Watch to notify me that I need to stand. But the problem with that is that the Apple Watch notification is set to 50 minutes, and by that time it's too late. I tried to adjust the settings in the Apple Watch so that it's so it's at 30 minutes, but that's not an option. The default and the only way of being notified is every 50 minutes. So you'll have to pay attention on your own. The good news is that with all these changes you're making in your time with all the standing you're going to be doing, it's going to be a rarity that you're going to be sitting for longer than 30 minutes. But even I will run into situations where I would otherwise be sitting for longer than 30 minutes, like airplane flights. What I do in those situations is I just stand up at the 30-minute mark for a minute, stretch my legs, and then I can go back to sitting. Same thing might be true if you're at a meeting and the meeting's an hour long. At 30 minutes, just stand up. You don't even have to walk around. If you stand up for 30 minutes, it cancels out the harm of sitting.